I think a lot of us are ready to walk away from life. Now, I'm just speaking for myself, but I think there's other people that's in the same ballpark as I am. I think we get frustrated with life. I think things go wrong in life. You've worked hard your whole life. But sometimes I think that we're tired and we're ready to be done with it. We're tired of the BS. We're tired of political stuff. We're tired of everything that's going on in the world. And I'm a Gen Xer. But I'm telling you, I am wore out. I've worked hard labor, hard work, heavy work for 37 years. And I have nothing to show for it. I have nothing to show for it. I've made bad decisions, I guess. I have my health. I have my son, which I'm most proud of. So if I've never done anything else in my life right, I have my son. Anyway, before I so rudely interrupted, my phone starts going off as soon as I started recording, so I'll have to do a little editing in here. But I was saying, life is hard. And as an adult male, I have not been wimpified like some of the modern males. I, myself, and I don't want to talk about I the whole time, but you need to have some context as to where I'm coming from. Myself, I have been brought up to be a man. I don't agree with some of the new ethics, and I have my opinions on why the men, if you want to call them men, maybe they're just males, but I have my opinion on as to why they're like they are. Some of it could be daddy issues, or, they don't have a daddy is what I mean there. There may be, mamas, they can raise their kids. They can, but every male child needs an adult in his life, a male adult, a daddy. And his daddy needs to teach him how to be a man. Now, if his daddy can't teach him how to be a man, well, here goes our problem. I think that, and pardon me if I talk slow, I am from Oklahoma, so I do talk a little slower than some people, but I think a man should be tough. I think a man should be protective of his family. I think, and first and foremost, a man should work hard to support his family. But any of you women that come through and you say you like that in a man or a male, the new generation, and then you want to change him and mold him into something that he's not, that maybe he was taught correctly, that's not going to work. But all children need a mama and a daddy. And that is just basically where we're at. All children need a mama and a daddy. And a mama and a daddy both have different roles. Mama teaches what she knows to the children. Daddy teaches what he knows to the children. Now, if you disagree with me, you can put it in the comments, but I'm telling you, the fact is, you need a mama and a daddy. Mamas can't do it alone. Daddies can't do it alone. You need two. That's two adult individuals with different personalities and different genders to do the right thing and raise these children right. And I think that some of this is what's going on in America today. We've lost touch with what America is. We're coming on our 250th birthday as an American. And I'm telling you, if you don't love America, get the F out, because I'm done. Now, I'm trying to keep this subtle as possible, but I'm very patriotic. My dad fought in Vietnam between, I think, 1967 and 70, 67, 68, 69, 70, maybe. And he was a sergeant, and he was on, I think, 17 hills. Delta Battery, 1st and 14th Artillery, Light Infantry. He didn't know he was bringing me up to be a man, but he brought me up to be a man. I watched him as I was growing up. I watched him work hard, provide for his family, go through difficult times, and persevere and get out of it, even after Vietnam. And what I didn't say is on his 17th hill, he was overrun. They were overrun. They lost mini-man. They lost weapons. And he didn't think he was going to come home. But they got airlifted off of that 17th hill. And he did all of this, not for what we see going on right now in America, not for this anti-American values that somebody has instilled in these children, but he fought for your right to speak your piece peacefully, and he made it home. And I still have my dad, had my dad. He passed away in February of 2026, and God rest him. I miss my dad. And the values he instilled in me and what he taught me, you can't ever take away. No matter how you hate America and how you want to piss on our flags or spit on America, you need to do some research, and you need to know what these fellows, not just my dad, there is millions of men who have fought for this country, and your right to speak freely, peacefully. And you need to know that America's great. And if you don't love America, get off of my channel. I know it's a new channel, but I don't want you here to start. If you love America, you're welcome here. You're part of my family, and I love you all too. But I just can't have any respect for the modern males. They don't have any cojones, I guess, if you want to call it that. They're scared, walking on eggshells. And you women, listen, I love you, and I really do, but you younger women have got to lay off these kids. I mean, they have got to be, they need to be men. And if they're not men, well, we are really in a bad spot. We're going to have problems in America. This is, you younger generation that's watching, if you do watch this, this is your America. And they say history repeats itself. It's fixing to, if you don't start straightening up and listen. Because I'm telling you that these are facts, and this country was not given to us. It was earned and fought for. I'm part Native American. I know what happened in the history of the Native Americans. I know what happened. But you know what? It was in the cards, and it is what it is today. And we need to respect the law, respect the government the best we can, And sometimes I know that's hard. And respect your elders. And listen to some of us older folks. Because we haven't just fallen off the turnip truck. We, as older people, have lived through some of this stuff. And we listened. I'm a Gen X, like I said, and I listened. We wasn't given stuff when I was young. We wasn't given things. We was given a lawnmower to push or to ride. We was given tools to work with. We was told to go to work. In our generation as Gen Xers, I'm 53. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm 53 years old. And us Gen Xers, we had a little bit tough. And we was never recognized for it. We was taught to be strong and persevere and deal with the problems. You know, we'd come home and get out of school and they called us latchkey kids. We'd go home and we'd get our key. We'd get out of school. We'd go home and fix bologna sandwiches or something that we could find in the refrigerator because our parents were working if they wasn't divorced. In my era, it was one of the highest divorce rates in a long time, actually maybe ever until now. I don't know what it is now, but my parents got divorced and I had to learn to fix stuff and do stuff and learn stuff by myself. And this played into later in life, my work ethics and how I approached my jobs. But 37 years and my company fired me because they couldn't accommodate my health. And I feel like I'm pretty healthy, but my body doesn't feel that way. My body doesn't feel that way. My grandpa always told me, Chad doesn't know how strong he is. That's my name, Chad. Most people's calling me Woody nowadays. I have 2 other channels, but he doesn't know how strong he is. So I always worked these really heavy, hard jobs, and it finally wore on my joints, and I got arthritis, and my elbows, I hurt all the time, but I don't complain about it. I just move through it, and I just try to be happy as I can in life. I've been through some pretty rough stuff in relationships, and I'll get into that in future videos. Right now is not the time. But I wanted to talk to everybody, and this is kind of what my channel is going to be. I'm going to try to explain and maybe teach some of you younger people, if you watch, your attention span's not long enough to stay on here this long, but maybe your parents or your grandparents or somebody that catches this and is watching me can regurgitate some of the stuff I say. So, I guess in a nutshell, I just wanted to say to everybody that catches this, be patriotic. First and foremost, love God. Have God in your life, and if you get misled, ask Him for forgiveness, and God will lead you. Ask Him, say, tell me what I need to do. Lay the burden on His back. Don't carry the load by yourself. Whether you had a daddy, you didn't have a daddy, whether you had a mama, you didn't have a mama, you're still an individual and you got your own thoughts, and you need to learn. Never know everything. Never know everything. Because you'll never know everything. You never quit learning, ever. Till the day that your eyes close for good, you'll never quit learning. I learn every day. You'll learn every day. And when you quit learning, You're just stupid. I hate to be blunt, but that's how it is. You're gonna never quit learning. Want to learn. Want to learn how to fix. Want to learn why that's built that way. How come they make this way? You have Google now, you younger generation. Google it, and don't believe everything you see on Google, because a lot of it is programmed and it's not factual. So do your research, do your due diligence, and learn. But I'm going to call this a conclusion for this episode. Now I got to do editing because my phone went off right when I started and it threw me off, way off. But this is the Oklahoma Flatbilly channel. My friends call me Woody. So you can call me Woody. Appreciate everybody hanging around if you did this long. Since I'm new, I got to say, make sure to push that like, subscribe, and the notification bell, please, because it's going to help this channel going. I do have two other ones, Reselling with Woody channel, and then I have the another Adventure with Woody channel, but they were kind of based on different stuff. One was reselling and one was more like an AI content, and it's just not where I wanted to go. So I figured I'd just start a new one from the ground up. And God bless everybody, and God bless America. See ya.